Hello viewers, welcome to this channel. PGR speaks on organizational behavior. Today we are going to see the topic challenges in organizational behavior. What are the challenges in understanding people's behavior in organization? As usual, we try to analyze this topic also from three different perspectives. One is from individual perspective. What are the challenges that individual behavior poses to organizational behavioral study? Next is group level challenges. What are the challenges in group, in studying, in effecting changes or modifying behavior of groups? Third one is what are the challenges in organizational level? As usual, we try to analyze from these three perspectives, namely individual behavior perspective, individual level perspective, group level perspective, and then organizational level perspective. When we say individual level perspective, the very first challenge is the individual differences. Each individual is unique. Each individual is different from attitude, from perception, from learning, from family background, from educational background, and so many things. Each individual is unique. That is the wonder of the creation. Each individual has been created in a unique manner. There are individual differences between people. How to cope with this individual difference? Because we are going to bring all the people together in our organization. When that is happening, how to cope with these individual differences? People attitude will be different, their education will be different, perception will be different, personality will be different, their value system will be different. How to cope with these individual differences and make them work towards organizational goals collectively, forgetting about all their individual differences. This is the very first challenge in organizational behavior at individual level. Then second is job satisfaction. How to bring job satisfaction to individuals? It's a big challenge. People work for satisfaction. No amount of money will satisfy if they are not provided all dimensions of satisfaction. What are those dimensions of satisfaction? We are going to discuss in another episode under job satisfaction. Someone will be motivated by appreciation. Someone will be motivated by moving with people. Someone will be motivated by money alone. So you have to identify the motivational need of each individual and accordingly use the motivational technique differently for different people. That is another big challenge. Of course, we are going to discuss this in detail under the topic motivation. Next challenge at individual level is the people's empowerment. How much power you should give to your employees. Empowerment of people. This is an important aspect, especially in services industries, because employees are the first level of contact with the customers. Unless you give them power to solve issues as and when they arise, customers will not be satisfied. So you have to empower people to solve the problems, day to day issues that are arising, because they are going to in contact with the customers directly. When that is the case, they only know the problems, they face the problems. So you have to give them power to solve the issues. Empowerment of people is another issue. The next issue is ethical behavior. What do you mean by ethical behavior? To decide about what is right or wrong. Many times, employees will be in dilemma whether to do that particular act is correct or not. That is what we call ethical dilemma. You should train people to solve the ethical dilemma ethically. When there is a question of organizational welfare or ethics, employees should be trained to take ethics as the fundamental concept, because in the short run it may affect in the organization, but ethical behavior in the long run will benefit the organization, because it is going to create an image in the minds of the public about the organization. So you should give training to solve ethical dilemmas and train people to behave ethically in organization. Today we see we are surrounded by unethical acts in both politics and business. Especially in countries like India, people have come to a conclusion that unethical behavior is acceptable in politics and also business. Even to that extent that we have come to a conclusion, people have come to a conclusion to do business ethically is not possible. This is very sad aspect in countries like India. In such a situation, how to train your employees to ethically behave? That is another challenge at individual level. So these are the challenges at individual level. What about the challenges at the group level? At the group level, the very first challenge is working with others. Because people, with all their individual differences, they are going to work with others. That is the something, a peculiar case, because each individual is different, but with all these differences, they are going to work as a team. How to make that team function effectively? That is another challenge. Then workforce diversity. What do you mean by workforce diversity? Today's organizations are made up of people from different cultural background, different countries, from different languages, from different ethnical background. The era of globalization, people work in organizations in different countries. When that is the case, the diversity of workforce, how are you going to bring some kind of unison, some kind of group performance with a diversified workforce? That is another challenge. This is again a challenge at the group level. This we will be discussing this particular aspect more in detail in the same episode. Now, what are the challenges at organizational level? Number one challenge is productivity. Productivity is the combination of efficiency and effectiveness. How to bring increased productivity in organizations? Meaning, how to increase both efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency is the ratio, whereas effectiveness is in terms of achieving the ultimate objectives. Efficiency alone is not sufficient. If efficiency is not resulting in effectiveness, there is no meaning. Efficiency must result in effectiveness. Efficiency is mere ratio, output to input. But effectiveness is how far we have achieved the goal. For example, in the case of educational institution, efficiency may be the 100% result, but effectiveness is how many of them got the employment, for how many students we are able to get the job. That is effectiveness. Or how many students we are able to transform to entrepreneurs. That is effectiveness. Efficiency is mere result, past percentage. But effectiveness is how many got the employment or how many involved in entrepreneurial activities. That is the ultimate objective, to make them life, to give them life. It is not mere marks. So that is effectiveness. So in organizations, not only productivity, it must result in customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, people satisfaction without affecting society. How far we have succeeded in that, that is the challenge at organizational level. That is the challenge of developing effective employees, not only efficient employees, but effective employees. Just like educational institutions' objective is to develop effective students who can face the life challenges, not mere marks, not mere passing out. We are preparing students to make them, equip them to face life challenges. How much we have succeeded in that, that is what effectiveness. Putting people first. Nowadays, some organizations they say customer first. But when it comes to organization behavior, people first. In fact, one CEO, I think Vineet Nair, has written a book on employee first, not customer first, employee first. When you have that attitude, people first, employees first, in your whole mindset, organization mindset, that will enhance, increase the morale of the employees, which will result in better performance and it will result in effective employees. Ultimately, it will give more satisfaction to customers. The next challenge at organizational level is the global competition. Today, competition is happening at global level. You have to compete with organizations from other countries, from other continents. So you have to compete with them technically, quality wise. How to bring this mindset to our employees to make them quality conscious so that global competition we can do is another challenge. At organizational level, other challenge is managing and working in a multicultural world. Today, as we said earlier, people go for employment to other countries. Companies are operating from different countries. When that is the case, people with different cultural background, from country background, different country background, from different languages, they have to work together. This is happening in most of the IT industries. They get offshore assignment. When they get go for other countries to work on the campus, they have to work with people with a different cultural background. That becomes a challenge now. Each country has different language. Even pronouncing the language is different for different countries. English common, but the pronunciation, Indian pronunciation is different. American pronunciation is different. British native people pronunciation is different. The same language, but many times different languages. They have to work together with people having different language background, different cultural background, different belief system. This is again another challenge for organizational behavior in today's context. Today's context. We have listed in this list. These are not exhaustive. Still, there are many more challenges in organizational behavior. As the time progresses, much more challenges are coming up in the organizational context like contingency, contingent work, temporary work assignments, women coming to job after discontinuing the job after marriage, after childbirth. They again come to job to accommodate them. Companies are redesigning the jobs also. These are all developments which are all coming now. Apart from this, the challenges posed by the COVID 19 situation, the pandemic situation, it has altered the business world, the entire business world, in unprecedented manners in many aspects. Paradigm shifts have taken place in many aspects. So they discuss this exclusively challenges posed by COVID 19 pandemic situation for organizational behavior. We will see that aspects in the next episode exclusively. So, with this, we conclude this episode. Thank you for your passion listening. We will see in the next episode. Thank you very much.